Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out in voazimbabwe.com. I had heard one of the reasons why Mugabe got rid of this vice president that was under him is because this man is a coon, okay? And just looking at this headline dated November 24th, 2017, this Emerson Mnangagwa indeed seems like that. He wants to, get this, compensate the white farmers financially for their loss. Now, mind you, many of them did not buy the land, they stole the land from Black families. So, how the hell do they deserve compensation? Oh my goodness. Zimbabwe is going right back to being Rhodesia, y'all. Okay, so he says, let's work together to build Zimbabwe. So he thinks that Black and white people need to join together as one when there is no history of Black and white coming together on this earth and it worked out well. They only know one thing, that's dominate everything and push everybody else down at the bottom while they enjoy everything at the top. They don't know how to work side by side with anybody. And he will learn this in time. He will learn it in time. Emerson and Mnangagwa, who ousted Robert Mugabe a few days ago, being aided by Zimbabwe's military, says he will fight for the rights of all Zimbabweans. Yeah, that's your problem. And work towards reviving the country's almost comatose economy by engaging in various nations unlike his predecessor. So he's going to be cooning up to other nations that Robert Mugabe refused to even deal with because of how they treated his country in the past. Delivering a 30-minute speech following his inauguration as Zimbabwe's second executive president at the National Sports Stadium, Mnangagwa said citizens should work together in building a nation ravaged by a lack of foreign direct investment and capital, fears over the indigenization laws, and political uncertainty. He said time has come for Zimbabweans to work together regardless of their social, political, religion, and ethnic orientation. You're making a huge mistake, man. You are making a huge mistake. I am required to serve our country as the president of all citizens, regardless of color, creed, religion, tribe, or political affiliation. Mnangagwa, Mnangagwa. There's a reason why I can't say this name. Mnangagwa also extended an olive branch to white farmers who lost their land under the country's land reform program, noting that they will be compensated for their farms that were seized by ZANU PF supporters from 2000. Now, mind you, they didn't even get the land and pay for it fair and square. A lot of people lost their lives being ran off of the land for white farmers, for their ancestors that literally got the land for free. And I remember Mugabe said, damn near all of them could not even produce a deed for the property. So why are they being compensated? Like I said, they're going backwards. And, you know, let me just go on. However, he said the land reform scheme won't be reversed as that would be tantamount to betraying fighters of the 1970s liberation struggle. The 75-year-old new Zimbabwean leader urged opponents to work with his government in order to rebuild the country with an estimated unemployment rate of almost 90%. That's very high. Even if I make constant reference to my party, ZANU-PF, I am not oblivious to the many Zimbabweans from across the political, ethnic, and racial divide have legitimate expectations from the office I now occupy. He further paid tribute to the former president, Robert Mugabe, saying he led us in our struggle for national independence. Whatever errors or of omission or commission that may have occurred during the critical phase in the life of our nation, let us all accept and acknowledge his immense contribution in building our nation. To me personally, he remains a father, a mentor, a comrade in arms, and my leader. He called upon Zimbabweans to bury the hatchet and rebuild a nation ravished by years of stagnant economic growth. The country went through a lot, and we cannot change the past. There is a lot we can do in the present and future. We still need to stir our nation towards a different direction. As we do, we should never remain hostages of the past. I thus appeal to all of us to let bygones be bygones, readily embracing each other and defining a new beginning for our country. I implore you all to declare that never again should circumstances that have put Zimbabwe in an unfavorable position be allowed to reoccur. He also noted that Zimbabwe will hold general elections next year, which the former president had intended to contest. At the age of 94, several opposition parties, including ZANU-PF's bitter rival, the Movement for Democratic Change, led by Morgan Savan Gary, I think, will contest the polls. You know, I don't agree that these farmers should be compensated for anything. And I don't know. I just don't feel confident. And I know a lot of people around the world have this feeling that they are going to go back to the days of Rhodesia. When, I mean, you had the white people over in Zimbabwe that was chanting for the country to go back to the days of Rhodesia, where the black citizens were treated like trash and the white citizens had everything. See, he's making a huge mistake, but in time, he will realize it. You can't cater to a bunch of people that are not native to your land and they end up with everything, and the people that were born there have nothing. Boy, I tell you, our people will never learn. Will never learn. And that's one thing, at least Robert Mugabe put his people first. This man seems like he's going to cater to those white folks that are there. Big mistake. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Peace, family.